Okay, I've been asked how to rig a tail. And so I thought I'd just make this quick video, show two different ways you can rig a tail. One way is, the first way will be the way everybody rigs a tail. And the second way is a way I kind of came up with, but I don't know if anybody else is ever rigging it this way. So I'll show you the main way that most people rig the tail. Okay, so the way most people rig the tail is they come here and they select the tail, shift select all the bones, right? Shift select the mesh, MayaStar, smooth bind skin to selected joints, bind skin, and it does a really nice job. See, it deforms well. If you wanted to deform it a little smoother, you could. I would hide the joints because joints have higher priority, and I just want to select the vertices. So if you wanted to select all the vertices and deselect that. Make sure I didn't lose. Oh, I did lose one. Okay. You could smooth it a little bit using BR Smooth Weights, free plugin. Look forward on my channel. Especially, you can get a link to it in the description. It's either the third or the fifth video in my how to create a shirt from scratch series, and rig it and everything. And in the description will be a link to BR Smooth Weights where you can get it for free. And it's an awesome tool. So I'm going to open up. Once you have it installed, it'll be under skin. Here we go. And I'm going to just click flood. So you just click flood a few times and it smooths it. Smooths the weights a bit. Okay. Then if I go to bind pose, you might have noticed that the base of the tail was moving. You don't want the base of the tail to move. So what you can do there is go to the outliner, select the M pelvis, then shift select your mesh, MayaStar, add bones to skin cluster. We're just having it lock the weights so it doesn't change the weights of anything there. And then we can go to vertex and we can select these vertices of the base. Open up another free tool that I just did a video on that should be released already, and select M pelvis and make it 100%. And now these vertices are now 100% on these vertices, so that when we rotate bottom, shift to select the rest of them, go into rotate, you see it doesn't move. Those don't move because now they're glued, because the M pelvis bone doesn't really, So that's how you do your basic tail rigging. You make sure that your mesh has enough segments in it, your tail, so that it can bend smoothly. Okay, so that's the first way, and that's the easiest. Let's go to bind pose. Okay, so now I'm going to delete the history. I think I'm even going to clean Geo, just be on the safe side. Okay, now the next way of rigging is to rig to only 2 bones. I hit Control, select the tail, Control, select the first one, the last one, Shift select your mesh, smooth bind, bind skin. Okay, and now we're going to smooth the weights so I'm gonna, whoops. Get everything? Yes. Okay. I'm going to invert the selection. Okay, and now I'm going to smooth it using that same tool. Go to Tool Settings. Just smoothing it, smooth, smooth, smooth. So now you have a nice smooth curve. Okay. The downside to this is go to Bind Pose, and again we can add the pelvis bone. The pelvis, shift select the mesh, add bone to skin cluster. Whoops. I didn't add the bone to skin cluster. There we go. Add bone to skin cluster. And then come in here to vertice. Select all the vertices there. That looks like I got them all. Yep. Make skin weights tool. And pelvis. 100%. And for some reason mine won't let me close it. I have to click off of it and then close it. It's weird. Okay, then come back here. And now when we rotate it again, see the base is stuck. So the bad thing for this is it loses volume. Okay. You know, it loses volume. That's the bad news. We could try smoothing it again. And this time when we smooth it, see the pelvis is locked. Unlock the pelvis. There we go. So we have a bit of the pelvis in there, and now we're losing much less volume. And come in here and see how it looks when it moves. Whoops, I did it the wrong way. Did it the tip way. I mean, I did it from the tail shift to the tip. But I wanted to do it tip to tail so that it was at the base. Anyway, so you can see it's interesting. It's more like a cartoon tail. You know, it's more like a cartoon type of tail. Let me turn off back face culling. So when it goes inside itself, it doesn't necessarily. That's what you're going to see in Second Life. And we could have also could try smoothing it with that selected, the tip selected. Wait a minute. Warning only objects. I do have only objects selected. There we go. So, it's, like I say, you can play around with it. You can get some interesting effects with it. So you can, like I say, you can get some more interesting effects. It's more like a cartoon type of tail. You know. Than the other way. But you can see it is still pretty smooth. Smooth curve. Okay. So anyway, yeah, it's just a different way of doing it, you know. I found when I rigged my wings all those years ago, like 7 years ago, wow, when we first put Bento out, I can't believe it's been 7 years. I was able to get some interesting deformations of the wings that I couldn't get otherwise, that if I had rigged the wings completely to all the bones. And so I thought I got, well, I did get more expressive wings. They weren't than I could have had I rigged it to all the bones that the wings had. But I did something similar, rigged it to the base and then to just the tip bone. And so, you know, and I did rig a tail a long time ago similar to this when I did my wings, you know. And so, but like I said, that's the main thing, is it loses volume when you do it this way. And I show you what the skeleton looks like, see? And so anyway, it's just another approach. So I thought I'd throw it out there. So probably nobody's going to use it, but it's okay. It's fun to experiment. So alrighty, well, that's about it. I hope this helps you, and we'll see you in the next video.